Yo, what's up guys, Dink here. This video is all about the upcoming QUAN nerfs that are happening. Probably with the GGPO, you'll probably be able to play the updated QUAN when they release them for that. Otherwise I'll have to wait till March 1st. But there are two big universal nerfs that they're doing to him. So the first one is that his EX range is now -1. I should say, these are just rumors that I've heard. Apparently there's a full build at ESL, and a few people played him, and that's what happened was his EX rune was -1. I've heard this from people saying that QUAN's gonna get castrated, this, that, and the other thing. So yeah, that's the -1 now, so he doesn't have any, anything guaranteed of it. He doesn't get any more pressure. That being said, I have heard nothing about his EX skull, which is +16 on block, so you could probably still have that for pressure. It's not as good as the rune, but it still gives good mix-ups in the corner, and yeah, stuff like that. So that's the first one. The second one is that his trance has more recovery time before he can move, which means that he can no longer call a bat during trance. Which really sucks. So, we'll have to kind of go for more baby damage. But you still should be able to get your heart knocked down. Call your bat out. Do all that kind of fun stuff. And you'll still be able to utilize it in the corner and whatnot as well. So, in the corner, there is going to be a big change to how we're going to get damage. Since you can no longer call that in the middle of a combo and end this into 1-4-1 into calling another bat. So I was experimenting with ways to get higher damage. So I'll show you two of the videos I recorded already. Whoops. So this is just starting off a basic combo. You get the 50-50. Get the hard knockdown, you call your bat. You get another mix-up. This is where things change. So watch this, you get 44%. And see, you can't get the 1-4-1 after that combo anymore. They've taken that away if you do that particular combo with a gravity, which is my B&B. So that would do 51%. So I thought of a different way to get similar damage and still find a way to get the bat out. So here's the first one, knock it down, you get the mix up, get the bat out, big damage with the bat, and then you go 2-1 bat call. I tested this against Sub-Zero, Icy Slide and Wake Up, will not beat it. So if you end your combo with, and you do all of the combo before the trance, then 2-1 bat call is safe, and then you play the Oki game, what's for breakfast kind of deal. One thing now that's probably a good strategy after the EX rune nerf, assuming again that they didn't change it, is using your meter for EX trance. Because it scales differently than regular trance. So that's something to think about, because you're not going to need the meter for the EX rune anymore, unless you want to substitute the skull, which you could do. I do not know if they changed the recovery of the EX trance to have the same properties and the same kind of delay afterwards, so that's that'll be interesting if you can use meter, like a bar meter, and then be able to call the bat afterwards. But we don't know that yet, so we will have to wait and see. So that's basically, those are the two overall changes, and that's how they affect Summoner. I'm going to go into Warlock here. Not a whole lot to say about Warlock. It kind of messes him up a bit. So because he doesn't have the plus frames, that takes away from his pressure. The big thing is he's going to suffer damage buff, or sorry, damage nerf. Because usually you jump back and jump in punch into your combo, but now when you do the trance, he's not going to be able to jump because he's not going to have enough time. So he only gets 33% instead of 36%, so that kind of hurts him. It's pretty much the main thing that I can think of, so poor Warlock, who didn't do anything to anybody, gets to lose all of his pressure from the EX rune. But again, that means that you can save for EX scoop. I hope that they make EX scoop a little bit safer than it is, to kind of make up for that, but it's hard to say because if they nerf the rest of the cast, you know, Warlock could still be just fine. Just because he's not as good in the new build as he is in the old build doesn't mean that, you know, all the characters are still going to be way above him. They might bring a lot of them down and a lot of the lower ones up. And hopefully we'll have a really balanced playing field where he can still play his game and just not be at such a huge disadvantage. So here's where things kind of really suck, because Sorcerer definitely got the boot as far as this nerf goes. And so basically with the trance, if it does have more recovery, he's not going to be able to get his spells out anymore after the trance. So he's going to have to rely on knockdown like this. Like just a regular combo, so basically seems like he's going to be more like a variationless Quan. He'll still have his armor circle, but it's going to be harder for him to zone because the EX rune isn't plus a block anymore. So he's not going to be able to lock down full screen and do, even if he uses the chip for the zoning, he's not going to be able to do that as much. Because it's going to be hard to keep them in that circle now that the EX rune isn't plus anymore. He still will have a little bit of pressure in the corner and stuff, but his 100% chip traps are gone with the 1/4 EX rune, because again it's not plus anymore. Now assuming they don't change it, he still will have his EX skull that he can use to do pressure. There is pushback on it though, so he's not going to be able to, it's going to be pretty hard. I think he'll get a guaranteed overhead off that if he times it right, but you're still giving up a lot of damage. That's not a whole lot of chip, really. 3 bars for like, what, 30%? Yeah, no thanks. So he really, I'm curious what they're going to do with him. One thing that I would like to see them do is kind of make this thing more useful, because it doesn't really do anything. I believe it right now, it just kind of takes their meter away, but you have to hit it. So I'd like to see them change it for it to take away their meter even on block. In an early build of this game, this was actually like a damage over time rune. So if they stood in it, you know, as long as they were in the rune circle, it was doing damage. So I think that would kind of be useful if they kind of brought that back, because it doesn't really seem to be working out for him right now. No one ever uses it, so Sorcerer definitely got hit the hardest in these nerfs. And I think that's basically all I had to go over. So what do you guys think? You agree, disagree? You think this is just a rumor? You think this will actually happen? Do you have any ideas of what we could do differently? Are you going to drop Quan all together, like pretty much all the other Quan Chi mains? Let me know in comments or whatnot. Let's have a talk about this. #BoneHawks. And we'll see you guys in the later stream or video.